Hey everyone, welcome back to the M&R Show. I'm Ron.
And I'm Malcolm.
Hey, today we are here to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, the new favorites in the NFC, apparently, Malcolm.
I don't understand. I swear to God, I don't know.
Everybody's talking about the Eagles. They have a great Monday Night Football game. It was against Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. But regardless, it was a good, Monday Night Football game.
Yeah, there's a lot of people talking about, the Eagles and especially how they were able to handle, Kirk Cousins, who's allergic to Monday Night Football, based on what I've known, because, I've known Kirk Cousins for a while, especially being a Washington fan.
Yeah.
But, which is crazy. But at the end of the day, we got to look at this roster. I mean, we look at this Eagles roster, and we're basing it off of being a threat towards the Rams as far as, them getting another Super Bowl or them winning the NFC. And if you look at what Howie Roseman has done, he has really built this roster. And this roster is a NFC championship type of caliber type of roster. It's the type of roster that Carson Wentz had in 2017, where they were built defensively and offensively. You got one of the best offensive lines in football. You have one of the most dominating defensive lines in football, leading with Fletcher Cox. You got Darius Slay, and you got James Bradbury at the cornerback positions. You got Garner Johnson coming from the safety position. Yeah. In the offensive side, you got receivers as in Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, and you got Miles Sanders, Boston Scott. Like, we can go on and on. And I really think with this roster and seeing the improvements of Jalen Hurts, I've been a big criticizer of Jalen Hurts.
Hey, Alec tag.
And I bet you, Alec, and it's crazy because Alec keeps on. It's another thing. It's one other thing. I'm gonna make sure I tell Alec. Alec keeps on tagging me in all these Jalen Hurts stuff. Trust me.
I thought I told you that we won't stop.
I'm not going to respond back until I get my point across. Till my point comes to fruition. I can't have Alec have his point and then just tag me in it instead of me to respond back. I can't do that. But at the end of the day, though, I got to give props where his props is due. Jalen Hurts right now, he is have like 70%, almost 70% completion percentage, and he's leading the league in like yards per attempt. So he's doing a lot of things improvement-wise is helping out. I've seen that adding a guy like A.J. Brown gives him like a more open type of offense, just not trying to force feed guys like Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith. You got a guy who's going to go straight down, your guy, your great guy, Ron, A.J. Brown, someone who's going to, stretch the field. And I think that's really has helped out Jalen Hurts as far as improvement as a passer. It gives me remembrance. I'm not trying to say it because I really think there's still more improvement. But when you add a guy like Stephon Diggs to that Buffalo Bills offense, how that helped Josh Allen out significantly, especially as a passer, I feel like the same rewards can happen with Jalen Hurts. So do I think that they're going to be the biggest threat? Yeah, I think they're going to be the biggest threat.
Biggest Browns.
Yeah. They got their roster, man.
They do have a good roster. Hurts completed 26 out of 31 passes, 333 yards, 333. Shout out to my spiritual people. 1 touchdown, 1 pick, but he also had 2 rushing touchdowns. And this is, truth be told, this is the best game I've ever truthfully seen him play, even including Bama, like in Oklahoma days. Like, this is the best game I've seen him win from in the pocket multiple times. It was amazing. They won a scoring drive 4 of the Eagles' first 6 possessions. He was trying to prove, the naysayers like Malcolm, that believe he's incapable of picking teams apart from the pocket wrong. Now, again, the Vikings defense is not the best defense in the league. I was thinking, I wanted to see if I could name a corner on the team without having to look it up. It took me a while.
Peterson.
Yeah.
Patrick Peterson.
Patrick Peterson was the same. And I remember in week 1, Christian Watson, on the first play of the season, made him fall to the ground. Who again is a rookie, and he really hasn't even really played since. So I'm like, all right, like that's the corner. They still have Harrison Smith, but Harrison Smith's kind of old. I saw someone tweet out, he was like, yeah, this Vikings defense might be the slowest defense I think in the NFL. Like, they're just old. Like, there's no, where's the juice? They have no young guy. Harrison Smith's old, Peterson's old, Hunter, Zadarius Smith. Like, they're an older team. A lot of good players, but the age is there. There's no young tiger or lion on the squad. And it's like, but regardless, in the first 2 games, the Eagles do place in the league rankings for EPA per drive. They're 3rd. That's pretty good. They're in the Chiefs and the Dolphins. They show that. In week 1, Jalen Hurts wasn't really that good. We kind of said that, Malcolm. I mean, he didn't play that well.
I didn't think he was good. Yeah.
Average depth of target, 4. It went up to 9 essentially. Week 2, it's a big get, and AJ Brown didn't even eat that much in week 2. I mean, he was getting a lot of coverage, but regardless, he had like 50-ish yards. It really was a lot of the other receivers and Dallas Goedert that got a chance to get the game going. So I think I wouldn't say they're the biggest threats to the Rams because I believe that's just the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers might have the best defense in the league. And when you have the best defense in the league and you have Tom Brady, I think they'll be okay. And they keep signing receivers. Like, I'm like, bruh. Like, okay, Mike Evans is 24 games, but okay, we know he'll be back eventually. Julio Jones, you don't really need him to be that good. You need him kind of to be there when you need him to be. Julio. Russell Gage, they signed. He hasn't really played. Chris Godwin will be back eventually. He's down for the season. Like, you signed Beasley. They got Scotty Miller. Like, they have, if they can get healthy, which we don't know that, because also their second left tackle just got put on IR as well. Donovan Smith is hurt, and their backup to Donovan Smith just got put on IR 20 minutes ago. So they're facing a lot of injuries, but they're still 2-0. They haven't played the greatest teams. I mean, they played Dallas and then the Saints. These are 2 teams that I've had to go to the playoffs for the beginning of the season. These are 2 teams that were 500 or more. That's a team the Eagles won't play for the first 10 weeks. Like, the first 10 weeks of the season, the Eagles will not play a team that was 500 last year. They literally said, like, this is like leaving Steph Curry in the corner open. It's like, just warm up, bro. Like, just warm up. And now you play like the Clippers, but at this point, I'm already 50% of the season. I'm confident what I can do. So I think it's the Bucs that are going to be the biggest threat to the Rams. I think the Eagles are going to start off blazing, like maybe 7-3, maybe 6-4, maybe even 8-2. But then when the schedule gets a little difficult, we'll see how good they really are.
Yeah, I definitely understand. I think that we have to really look at matchups as far as really the fact that we understand that Eagles are one of the best running teams in the NFL. They're number 2 right now in the NFL as far as rushing. When you look at this team, and you look at this defense that they have going on, they just have a stacked team. Then you combine that with Tampa Bay and the multitude of injuries that they have, and just Tom Brady looking in and out sometimes. But I know Tom Brady is still one of the best quarterbacks in the game right now. But at the end of the day, there's just so much questions and confusion going on as far as Tampa Bay. And I just feel like with the Rams looking just, hey, I know the Rams won one against the Falcons, but that wasn't any easy feat too.
I think the Bucs are the favorite, period. Like, I don't think the Rams are even necessarily the favorite anymore. Like, but it's like when the Eagles play a team like San Francisco who can play defense, like I might even say the Rams, but they still have Aaron Donald. They still have Ramsey. They still have a lot of talent. So I think they'll get together eventually. Or the Bucs. Like, the Bucs, like Jalen Hurts can run, yes. But Devin White can also run pretty well. And he's a pretty good shadower. And then Vita Vea is the best run defending defensive tackle in the league. So it's just like, when you face that opponent with, I like AJ Brown, but if he's going against Carl Davis, Jamel Dean, these are aggressive corners. They're going to pressure the line every single play. They're going to beat the crap out of you every single play. It's going to be hard to win at the point of attack. It's going to be hard to win.
Yeah, facts. But I think one thing that you have to look at, I think this is one thing you can really take, understand and look at both ways and compare it to. You got to look at this. We say the 49ers, they're a good team, but questionable as quarterback. But one thing that's good about them, they run the football. And I feel like once you start going to December and January, and when it gets cold outside, especially in Philly, like, running the football will be more dangerous. Like, a running football team would be way more dangerous than just a passing team, to be honest. Because as you've seen, like, the 49ers went to the conference championship. They've been to the conference championship almost 3 times right now for Kyle Shanahan, and that's based off their running game. I mean, we could talk about Jimmy Garoppolo. They really didn't care too much about Jimmy Garoppolo. They wanted to add Trey Lance, and they put all of the picks into Trey Lance. So they've been really committed to that running game because they have that running game and that defense. So now you look at the Eagles, and I'm thinking the same way. The Eagles have that running game, and they have that defense that's going to be able to go after you. And I think those are 2 things that would be beneficial as far as December and January games. Yeah, does Tampa Bay look like they have a chance to be able to make some noise? Yes, but right now we have to look for right now who can be the threat. And I think that Tampa Bay, with all the injuries, we just can't say that right now.
Also, I mean, Darius Slay played pretty good against
most definitely
last night. Now, I think he played good, but like overall, like Jefferson could have got a couple of better balls there. Like I saw like the 5 passing defense. I'm like, okay, these are just like
you saw Kirk Cousins that last interception. He do the same thing about almost 3 times, literally, and that 3rd time he just got picked off. Like
what it is about him on primetime TV. Like it's like he's just cursed. Cause like if this was last week at like 1 o'clock, this game would have even probably won like this. I don't know if they would have won the game after they didn't win. I thought it would be like that. I'm like, all right, he eventually got to break the curse. Like, but clearly it just, I generally could not tell you. It's not the Eagles are just that much better than the Vikings. It's just like, it's just him on Monday Night Football. Every single time, it's just never going to be what you want. Like if Kirk Cousins can play a playoff game at 1 p.m., he'll probably be pretty good. If he somehow gets the primetime playoff game, they're literally setting him up for failure. Like they have no chance. Like literally, I've never seen a quarterback with the time you play matters on if your team has a chance to win or not. It's the craziest thing ever. Like it shouldn't, because it's dark, because people are watching me. I'm gonna win or lose more. Like he's normally pretty accurate. The ball placement of Justin Jefferson was like atrocious. Like I'm like every single play. I think it was Billy. I can't think of his last name that tweeted out the video. I'm like, bro, like Slay is like hyping them. You know, corners, so they're gonna hype it up anyway. I'm like, bro, like these are terrible balls. Like Jefferson has no chance. You're not like Jalen Ramsey at the end of the game against the Falcons, mossed the receiver. Like, give me your lunch money today. That wasn't what Slay was doing. It wasn't like that. He was just bullying JJ. Like he was standing, he was on his hip, but with some better ball placement. That's like probably even Stafford. Stafford's gonna force you to freaking ball. He would have a better game. But Slay and Bradbury, definitely a top 5 cornerback duo in the NFL. So I think the Eagles definitely have a chance. I still can't wait till we play them so I can see it from my own 2 eyes. Because I can remember we beat them by a combined over 50 points last year. And I want to see how good are you now. When we have our guys, you have your guys. I think we play them after week 10-ish. Whenever we play them, I'm very excited for that game. Because I would love just to see how that goes.
Yeah, so I think everybody should understand what I'm trying to say. For now, the Eagles look like they are the most, from week 2. We got 15 more weeks to go. Trust me, it's a long season. But for now, the Eagles are like the biggest threats to the Rams. We will see as the games start coming. Like I said, you just told them like they have an easy stretch of the schedule, so it's gonna look more and more as the Eagles look like the best team in the NFC until they start playing those games against the best in the NFC, and we'll start really seeing. But like I said, for now, we see what they can be able to do. I see what they've been able to build. Howie Rosen built this team to be able to go deep in the playoffs. So at the end of the day, that's the expectation of what we should be able to expect for the Eagles. And I just think that's fair, reasonably fair to have the expectation.
All right, well, Ron, Bucks, Mount, Eagles as of now as the biggest contender to the Rams repeating as favorites. If you are listening, make sure you are subscribing, and sharing. We've been dropping 2 episodes a week, trying to give you all more content. Malcolm.
Yeah, make sure y'all follow us on Malcolm Ron Network on Twitter and on Instagram. Or Instagram and Twitter is Malcolm Ron Show. But we have a lot of takes. We have a lot of different things that we post. So make sure y'all tune in. All right. Have a good one, y'all. See y'all.